How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another jailbreak tweak video. In this video I'm going to be showing you guys my top 100, actually more than 105 jailbreak tweaks for your iOS 13.5. This is actually a compilation of a bunch of my jailbreak tweaks video, so when you notice that, don't get mad at me. I just decided to make a compilation of everything into one video because you guys always ask me about other tweaks on my top 30 or top 40 videos, so I just decided to combine everything together into one so you guys can see all the tweaks in one video. But before we get started, I just wanted to ask you guys to please take a look at my channel after you're done watching this video. I have a lot of other styles of videos on my channel, like lifestyle vlogs and other stuff, talking about technology and just my life in general. So please take a look at my channel after you're done watching this video and maybe even subscribe. I'd love to have you join the channel. Alright guys, so let's get right into the video, and first let's go to the intro. Alright guys, so the first tweak today is called auto scroll, and it just automatically scrolls for you without you having to keep scrolling. So you just do that and it keeps scrolling forever. It depends on the speed you do it, so if you go a little bit slower, it goes slower. If you go fast, it goes fast. So it's a really useful tweak. Our next productivity tweak is called PowerApp, and PowerApp lets you reboot, shut down, respring, and refresh Springboard without mobile substrate or substitute. It has all these options, a couple of settings, and it's just a must-have app for every user. Big on CIA controls your privacy by giving you a CC toggle to enable or disable your microphone, camera, and GPS. Even though this is done through software, I still think it's a really good way to protect yourself. iCleaner Pro is a tweak that I brought to the channel before, but I still think it's one of the best productivity tweaks that you can install on your iOS device. It's really simple. You just press clean and it cleans up your device and it opens up a bunch of space. I just ran it and it cleaned up 1.4 gigabytes on my device. The next tweak is called battery ramp. It does cost $149, but I think it's definitely worth it because it is an ultra power saving mode that disables elements of iOS temporarily to minimize power usage while charging. You plug it in, it shows up, you enable it, and boom, your phone charges a lot faster. Evil Scheme is a tweak that takes advantage of the iOS URL schemes to allow users to change default apps in which links are opened. This is a functionality that is probably going to be coming to iOS 14, but it's really nice to have here on iOS 13. iPlugs blocks notification banners in the apps you choose and helpfully reminds you to check your notification center once you switch apps. I disable notifications from social media, and then when I get out of the app that I was working on, it gives me a notification telling me that I got notifications while I was on that app. So for example, if I was typing something on Notes and I get a notification from Instagram, I wouldn't feel like clicking on it because it wouldn't even tell me, but once I leave the app, it would give me a notification telling me that I got a notification. Good Morning opens an app of your choice every morning when you wake up. I just set my wake up time to 9:42 because it tells you to set it 5 minutes before you usually wake up, just to show you guys how it works. So if the first thing you do in the morning every time is to go to my YouTube channel, you can set up to open YouTube right away, and it will take you to YouTube as soon as you unlock your phone in the morning. Really useful for people with to-do lists and that just want to increase their productivity. Groups brings a modern feel to your messaging app. It lets you just swipe right and add someone to a group, and it comes with preset groups like friends, family, school, work, and others. But it also lets you personalize your group, find new messages easily, send a mass group text individually, and archive your messages with archive mode. I'm lying down, damn it. Even though it has a funny name, it's actually a really useful tweak that corrects auto rotate, so you can rotate your device freely while lying down relative to your face. I really like this tweak because whenever I'm trying to watch a video in bed or something like that, my phone rotates, and this really fixes that problem. Priority allows you to prioritize notifications from certain apps, making sure you never miss another important notification. Scorpion is another tweak that I brought here to the channel before, and it replaces the stock call UI with a sleek and unobtrusive design. It's really cool because it just adds this tab right here with the call you're on, so it doesn't take up the whole screen like you would if you were on the regular iOS, and it brings all these functionalities here just with a swipe. ShortLooks displays on your locked iPhone as you receive a notification using its beautiful full screen design, allowing for readability from a distance. Flashback is a nice utility designed to back up and restore setups, including tweaks, icon layouts, and wallpapers, simply, safely, and reliably. And this is how you use it. You press the plus button, you name the backup. I'm gonna name this one Tweaks. Press OK, and boom, your backup is created, and I can export it and then upload it into a new device. If you like the tweaks I showed you today, you're probably gonna like these two videos right here, so go check those out and don't forget to subscribe. Bye! App Store Updates tab. This tweak adds an Updates tab to the App Store app. You normally would have to click on your icon and then go to this page to update your apps, but now you can just click on Update and it takes you to the update page right away. I actually have to update a couple of apps, so I'm just gonna do that right now. Calendate just changes the calendar icon's title to the current month. Right here you can see that instead of saying calendar, it actually says June. Digital battery adds a digital battery to your status bar. As you can see right here on the top, my phone is 100% charged, but there's many different settings you can change, and I've recently changed from half, which what I was using in my last video, to digital battery 13 because it has so many more options. One of my favorite things are the use gestures feature that they added. By default, if you double tap on the battery, it turns on low power battery mode. So for example, if I double tap the 100, it turns yellow, meaning that low battery mode is on. DocX adds these icons over here at the bottom of your keyboard that lets you select all, copy, paste, cut, undo, and redo right here on the bottom of your keyboard, where it usually would be empty with nothing, and now you can actually put something here that will be useful. Erstats lets you replace any text in your phone. So for example, I like using this to replace my followers on Instagram to 1 million. So if we go over here on my account, you can see that it shows that I have 1 million, but I actually don't have 1 million. I just set it to change how many I actually have right now to 1 million. And you can do this with anything you want, messages, posts, anything. Your imagination is the limit. Exact time mail, exact time messages, and exact time phone are 4 different tweaks from the same developer that I decided to just pack into one. If you look up exact time, it will show up all those tweaks, and you can install all of them at once by queuing them up and then installing all of them at once. And what this does is it adds exact times to every single thing on your phone. So for example, emails, phone calls, messages, and literally everything else that shows the timestamp but doesn't show you a specific times. Exact time will give you the exact time of everything that happened. Facebook no ads is self-explanatory, but it just removes all the ads from Facebook. LPM auto unlock time lets you customize the time when your phone locks when you're in low power mode. By default, it's in 30 seconds, but you can change that here with LPM auto lock time. Our next tweak is Maps Opener, and Maps Opener changes the default map on your phone from the iOS stock Maps app to Google Maps. Message unread gives you the option to mark a message as unread. Messenger no ads not only removes the ads from the Messenger app from Facebook, but it also disables read receipts, typing indicator, story seen receipt, and it allows you to save friends stories, hide search bar, stories row, people's tab, and many other things. You guys might have noticed this emoji right here on the status bar of my phone, but this is emoji status, and it lets you change the status bar of your phone to any emoji you would like. Instagram no ads just remove ads from Instagram feeds and stories. NoClutter lets you hide a bunch of stuff from your phone. It literally lets you hide anything you want. So for example, if I wanted to hide the dog or icon badge, or hide the page dots, or hide VPN, or hide the battery, or hide the cellular, or hide anything, I can literally hide anything I want with NoClutter. No Notch is a banner option for Egg Notch. That's at least what I've been hearing on Reddit. And what it does is it adds this black bar over here and some curves on the side of the screen to make the notch that is on newer iPhones disappear. You can disable it in certain applications, change the height, you can change how much of the corner you want to be curved, but this is really for personal preference. I personally don't like to hide the notch. I find it better if I just keep this off. Notes creation date 13 adds the date and time when your notes were created and modified. Notifica changes the way your notifications look like on iOS, and this is how it looks on your lock screen. No widget footer removes the annoying text from the bottom off your widget screen. So for example, this is the before image with this text at the bottom, and this is the after. Really simple tweak, but for people like me that don't like this type of stuff, you can just go ahead and remove it. Opener override links from opening any apps on your phone. So for example, if you went to YouTube on your Safari, it would automatically open it into the YouTube app if you had it installed, but with opener it just goes in Safari. Percent notify notifies you if your phone has less than 5% or any other percentage you set over here, but it is set in default for 5% because the iPhone only notifies you when you're at 10%, and I personally always forget after 10% to put my phone to charge, and then when I see it's like at 1% and then my phone dies. So this tweak is really useful for those type of people like me that always forget to charge their phone after the 10% alert. There you go, you have another alert now for 5%, and it also allows you to put alerts for your AirPods. Perfect Photos enhances the Photos app. For example, if I wanted to zoom into this picture, I can actually zoom in all the way now, when before you can actually only zoom in to a certain point. Playing shows you a notification whenever a new song starts playing. Replay adds shuffle and replay buttons to your lock screen whenever a song is playing. The next tweak is shuffle, and I think this is definitely a must-have tweak for anyone that has jailbroken their phone, and it adds to the top of your settings app. There's 3 tabs over here: tweaks, apps, and system app, and it just makes your preferences app a lot more organized with all your tweaks right here. SiriLight makes Siri more light, and it removes the dark blur from the background of Siri. Song shares are a really nice tweak if you like sharing songs with your friends. Unfortunately, there is a bug that the developer is aware of. He made a post about it on Reddit a few days ago that he's working on this bug. It currently doesn't work with Apple Music, but it does work with any other apps on your phone. So a fix for the Apple Music not working is you copy the link and you go into notes and you paste the link, and what it does is it automatically changes music links to a song.link. So when you're sharing a song with a friend, it allows them to open that song in any platform that they use. So there's Apple Music, Spotify, YouTube Music, and all these other versions over here. So it's much easier for you to share songs with your friends. Sometimes I'm sharing a song from Apple Music with my friend that has Spotify. It gets complicated. So with this tweak, it just changes the link right away to a song.link, and then whenever you share the song, it will take you to this page where you can pick what platform you want to open the song in. Unfortunately, this is not working correctly yet with Apple Music, but the developer is aware of this issue and is currently working on it. So let's hope that when I release this video, this will be up and working with Apple Music. But for now, it does work with all these other apps. So if you're a Spotify user or YouTube Music, Pandora, any of that, it works. And with Apple Music, I found that it does work if you copy and paste it into the Notes app first. Sorry, low battery is a cool tweak that you can use whenever you want to have the charger with your friends. So you can change the battery percentage of your phone. For example, if I put 5, it would bring it down to 5% right here on the top. So I can be like, hey guys, I actually only have like 1%. Let me please have the charger. And then they will have to let you have the charger because you only have 1%, but actually you have 100. The next tweak is called Stop Crashing Please, and this is a must-have tweak for anybody that has jailbreak. I don't know what it does, but it literally helps you have less crashes on your jailbroken device. I don't know how this works, but it does work. Go ahead and download this tweak right now. It's called Stop Crashing Please. You must have this. It literally decreases the amount of crashes I had for like at least like 50%. Go download this right now. Streak notifications shows you how long until Snapchat streak expires when you get a Snapchat notification. I personally don't have Snapchat streaks anymore, so I can't show you guys how this works, but for you guys that still use streaks on Snapchat, I think this is gonna be a really cool tweak. TikTok God is literally the best tweak for the TikTok app. It removes ads, it lets you download any videos without the watermark, it auto scrolls to the next video. It does so much. If you use TikTok, you need to get this app. Twitter No Ads removes ads and does a few other Twitter no ads, removes ads, and does a few other things in the Twitter app. Unlock volume 13 lets you change the volume while your phone is locked. I actually didn't know that you could not do that when your phone was locked, but when I went to try it, you actually cannot, but now with this tweak you can. Vinyl simplifies how music is shown on your home screen. As you can see, it's not taking up the whole screen, it just takes up this amount of space over here whenever music is playing on your device. Volume brightness lets you change the brightness on your phone with the volume buttons, and it actually works with activators, so you can set it to work with any type of actions you would like. The next tweak is called WhatsApp tab, and it hides certain tabs on the WhatsApp app. So if you go into settings, you can see that you can hide status, camera, and any other things that you don't use on WhatsApp. View up makes sure you don't fall asleep after an alarm by giving you math problems after you snooze your alarm. YouTube Reborn is literally the best app for YouTube watchers on iPhone. It is literally a game changer on the YouTube app. Look at all these options, but just one thing that I would like you guys to do: if you download this app, go into video options and turn off no video ads, because if you're here on YouTube, you're here to support the creators that you watch, and if you want to support them, go ahead and turn off no video ads and then press apply to respring your device to make sure that they receive ad revenues whenever you watch their video. YouTube HD Unlocker is another YouTube app that if you don't want to download YouTube Reborn, you can download YouTube HD Locker, which allows you to watch high definition videos in the YouTube app. Zenumbra is a tweak for Cydia that allows you to see how many tweaks you have installed, and is a very basic package manager for jailbroken iOS devices. So right here, as you can see, it shows you how many. So when you go into Zebra and you look into your sources in Zebra, you can see how many tweaks you have installed from that source. AirPods case low battery, and this tweak is really simple. It just shows you a notification whenever your AirPods case has low battery. The next tweak is AnyKey trackpad, and what this tweak allows you to do is it lets you go through the words and move the cursor by touching any key on your keyboard. With the default iOS, you can only do that by touching the space bar, but with this tweak you can touch any key and it will just let you go. Our next tweak is called Auto Unlock X, and this tweak automatically unlocks your phone without you having to swipe up. So let me show you guys an example over here. To unlock, I just look at it and it just unlocks automatically. But if I don't want that to happen, I can just tap the screen and it won't unlock. If I just tap it, it doesn't unlock automatically. Then I have to swipe up. But if I don't tap the screen and I just look at it, then it unlocks automatically. The next tweak is browser default. And this tweak allows you to do something that I think it's coming up on iOS 14. But what it does is if you come over here on the settings and you go to a default browser, you can choose your default browser to be something else. So whenever you click on a link, instead of going to Safari, you can go to any browser you like using. I personally love DuckDuckGo. So for example, if I click on this link, instead of opening it with Safari, it opened with DuckDuckGo. The next tweak on my list is Clear Dock 12, and it just makes the white background on your dock disappear. This next tweak is called Dismiss Progress, and it just allows you to not have to forcibly restart your Springboard every time you install a tweak. So for example, I'm going to download this app over here, and it normally would have me restart my Springboard. That would be the only option available, but now it allows you to close and keep installing tweaks and then restart your Springboard after you're done installing all the tweaks. And this is where Dock Spring comes in. This tweak allows you to respring your device by just swiping up on the dock. The next tweak is called Flame, and I recommend all you guys to download this tweak if you are following up with me and downloading a bunch of my tweaks. What I use this tweak for is to download a bunch of sources at once. So for you to download all these tweaks I'm mentioning, you're gonna have to have all these sources over here that I have. For you to download the sources I have, so you can download the tweaks I have, you can use Flame and use batch mode to download a bunch of sources at once. I'm gonna leave in the description of the video a text with all the sources. You can just copy that, and after you download Flame, you go over here, click add batch mode, and it should automatically download all the sources that I left on the description for you guys. The next tweak is called GPS Manager. and it allows you to change your location. Half is a really cool tweak that brings a beautiful iOS battery indicator to your iOS device. You can see right here on top of the screen that the battery icon now has a battery percentage. The next tweak is called Hidden Album. The next tweak is called Hidden Album Lock, and it adds Face ID protection to your hidden album folder. Following up, we have Home Plus Pro, which is a dynamic live intuitive UI designer. This is a paid tweak, but it's only $2.99, and I think it's worth it. It allows you to change literally everything about your home screen. It lets you change the offset of the icons. You can make it more to the left, more to the right, whatever you want. You can change the spacing in between the icons. So if I wanted to add more space, less space, I could do that. Add more rows if I wanted to, and just keep adding icons to my screen. It lets me have several icons on my dock. So if I wanted to have more than just 4 icons on my dock, I could have up to as many as I want with this tweak. I can change the size of the icons and the opacity and everything. This is really customizable. It lets you hide icon labels, icon badges, everything you can imagine you can do with this tweak. Our next tweak, and it's a really important one, is called iCleaner Pro. You might have heard of this app for your computer, but it is also on iOS. This app allows you to clean up a lot of data from your device that is not being used, such as old log files, cache files, and other stuff that you really don't need. It's really simple. You just choose the things you want to delete, and then you click clean, and it cleans up. I usually run this once or twice a week. With this cleaned up, I just freed almost 2 gigabytes off of my device, and now it's just respringing it. The next tweak is called Local IAP Store, and this tweak allows you to bypass in-app purchases. It might be illegal, but I'm not sure. Use it at your own discretion, but it works like this. For example, let's go here into Crossy Road, right? And I'm literally addicted to this game right now. You can purchase anything you want. I purchase everything from Brazil, but you can purchase anything you want. Like, for example, this chicken right here would be 99 cents, but with this I can just buy it for free, cancel, and I get it. Even though it's asking me to pay for it, I just cancel it and it still goes through, and I can go ahead and use any of these. Unfortunately, it does not work with every application. That's why it's called Local IAP Store, because it only works with applications that store that kind of data locally. The lighting might have changed a little bit in the video, but I think it's going to be better now to see the screen. But the next tweak we're going to be talking about is pencil charging indicator. And this tweak makes charging less boring. So what it does is every time your phone gets connected, it shows that pencil charging indicator here on the top. It's called pencil charging because when you plug in your pencil to your iPad Pro, it shows you that same notification. So that's where they got it from, but I think it's a really cool feature to bring to iOS 13. Quit all is a really simple tweak that lets you quit all the applications at once by tapping on the top right of the screen. Real CC lets you actually disable Wi-Fi and Bluetooth through the control center. Safari features adds iPad-like features to your Safari. So for example, here I have these tabs on top. If I open this, it shows the tabs like this. My favorite feature is a feature they just added to this tweak that lets you play sounds in the background. So for example, I have this playing over here. If I open this up, I can still hear it even with Safari closed. The next tweak is a paid tweak called Scorpion, but I just love it. I'm gonna call Kayla right now just to give you guys an example of how this tweak works. So what this tweak does is it brings your calls up here to the top, so you can put it on speaker by clicking here. You can get the keypad over here, put it on mute, do everything over here. It's much easier than having your whole call fill up the whole screen. Screenshot actions lets you have actions to your screenshot. So after you're done, you can save to photos, you can save to files, upload, or delete the screenshot. Send delay is a really useful tweak, and it lets you cancel messages before they send. So for example, if I say hi and I wrote it by mistake, I can cancel it before it actually sends. And you can change the delay time in the settings. Shadow is a useful tweak if you don't want to get detected by apps such as Snapchat, PUBG, Fortnite. All these apps, they detect that you have jailbreak and they don't let you use the app. So with Shadow, it bypasses that detection. Size Finder shows the sizes of apps right here on the home screen when you edit the home screen. Springtomize is what I use to have folders in folders. This is super useful. I love this tweak. Next tweak is called Tap Tap Flip, and it lets you flip your camera just by double tapping it. Tweak count 2 lets you know how many tweaks you have installed on the top right of your screen in Cydia. Weather ground adds a really nice weather animation to the top left of your screen with the current weather. So right now it's sunny outside and it's 82 degrees. Unlock sound brings the old unlock sound to iOS. It's so satisfying. And the last but not least tweak is called install, and it just lets you know what tweaks you have installed. So all the ones in green over here are installed. So when you're looking for tweaks, you have a checkbox over here letting you know that I already have this tweak installed. I personally don't like tweaking my phone way too much where it makes it look like it's an Android. I mean, I have an iPhone because I like the iOS design. So I like to keep it as normal as possible, just adding a few features that make it more interesting. So if I hand my phone to someone else, they would never notice that my phone is jailbroken. If you like the tweaks I showed you here today, please leave a comment letting me know you guys want to see more videos like this. Posting videos every day, so subscribe. And that's it for this video. Go watch my last video. Bye. Counter, because it's just an amazing tweak that adds a module to your control center and shows how many times you've unlocked your device. To reset the counter, you just step on it. It's really simple, but yet elegant. So I just reset it, and if you've ever wondered how many times you unlock your phone, you don't have to wonder anymore with Counter. Sentinel is an amazing tweak that stops you having to re-jailbreak your device whenever your battery dies. When your device reaches a set percentage, it's 3% by default, but you can change that over here in the settings. It will initiate a fake shutdown. So it's gonna turn off your device. It's gonna be a black screen. It's gonna turn off Wi-Fi, cellular data, everything. So you have time to go to a plug and charge the device before it dies, and you don't have to re-jailbreak it. AlarmGroups lets you create alarms and add existing alarms to groups. So for example, you can have a morning alarm that will start going off at 8 a.m. and we'll have 4 alarms with intervals of 10 minutes each, and we'll wake you up at 8:30 a.m. This is super useful and it just organizes everything so much better. I have all these alarms set up and I love this tweak. RepoFinder is a really cool app that lets you find repositories. Custom Sounds 13 is a tweak that aims to allow users to customize the sounds their device makes. You can change the chart sound, the keyboard sound, the lock sound, the unlock sound, and the volume sound all in one place. Cyder completely changes the UI of Cydia while keeping the same familiar design we've grown to love over the years. So if you take a look at my Cydia, you can notice the difference right away. It just looks so much nicer and it just gives it a better iOS 13 user interface look to it. Safari in Messages adds functionality in the native Messages app to conveniently open links directly within Messages rather than launches Safari. TouchFlow shows your touches on the screen, and it's a completely customizable tool, and it's a really nice tool to use whenever you're recording videos or sending a screen recording, or just because it's honestly really satisfying. Power Settings adds power options right to the top of your settings app. And it's really nice because it gives you a lot of options over here. It lets you restart your springboard, enter safe mode, soft reboot your device, clean the cache, and also completely shut down your device right within the settings app. Better CC6 completely changes the way your control center looks like, and it gives you an enhanced connectivity and music modules. So if you check over here on the top of my control center, we have a really well designed UI for your control center. I really recommend you guys installing this. It's honestly one of the best UI redesigns I found so far. Small Siri is a famous tweak that you guys probably heard about before, but it just got much better recently. I've read a lot of Reddit posts about it, so I decided to finally add it to my tweaks list. I personally didn't use it before, but now that they fixed a lot of the bugs, I decided to install it. So if you didn't install it before because you thought it was gonna not work or something, I can assure to you that Small Siri is gonna work. And it's just so nice because sometimes you just want to tell Siri to call someone or something and you don't want it to take it the whole screen. But if you do want it to take the whole screen, you can easily just swipe down and boom, it takes the whole screen. The light that I was using behind died. However, now we're into folded, and folded lets you completely customize your folders. Let me apply the settings that I just put in here and respring my device and show you guys what an amazing app folded is. So I just changed the background color of my folder, and I also added an extra row. So if I wanted to add another icon down here, I could. So now I have 4 rows within my folders. However, this is completely customizable. Folder has a bunch of features to allow you to customize your folders as much as you can imagine. App Firewall intercepts outbound connections and prompts you for your permission before continuing. It's similar to iOS's other permissions and lets you take full control of apps' network access. So for example, I just got into YouTube right here and it's asking me if I want to allow YouTube to access their API. So I'm going to allow because I trust YouTube, but this is really useful with sketchy apps that are trying to collect your data. The main apps that you've been using already, we all know that they collect your data and can't really do anything about it, but I trust those big companies a little bit more than just a random app that is just trying to, like, I don't know, steal my passwords or something. So App Firewall, really useful for protection. The only annoying thing is that after you download it, every time you go into an app for the first time, it's gonna ask you to allow it. But after you allow it for all the apps that you use, it will not ask for it again. So it's really cool because you can actually see what all your apps are connecting to. TikTok Confirms gives you the opportunity to show the confirmations pop-up alert before taking actions on TikTok when videos are playing in the feed. Let's say I'm scrolling and then by accident I click to follow someone. It gives me a pop-up to confirm that I actually want to follow that person. The next tweak is Runaway, and it not only lets you show seconds in your clock, but it also shows network speeds under the time in the status bar. 3D Badge Clear lets you clear your badges from the Force Touch / 3D Touch menu, and it only appears on apps that have badges. So for example, I have this badge over here on this app. I can just press and hold on it and then click clear badge and the badge disappears. Corona Status is a simple widget that displays case information about COVID-19. It's really cool because you can see all the information about coronavirus right here on your home screen. NoSquare Mode is just a simple tweak that disables square mode in the camera app with just one switch in the settings app. So let me show you guys here on my camera app that I don't have the square mode anymore because I personally don't find it necessary to have the square mode here when I can just crop the image into a square afterwards if I want to. And before I show you guys the last tweak of the list, I just wanted to ask you guys to please subscribe if you watched the video all the way to here, and leave a comment down below letting me know if you want to see more videos like this one. So the last tweak is Spotlight Delete, and it's small improvement tweaks like this that makes me love jailbreaking even more. When I saw this, I was just thinking, I can't believe that this is in stock. It's really simple, but it just allows you to delete apps right from the Spotlight search. So if you wanted to delete this app, you now can with Spotlight Delete. If you want to see more jailbreak videos, click right here and go watch those because I have a lot of cool tweaks over there. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a like, comment, and bye.